I think that privacy is a great matter in our world right now. You know, I bet every person in this room has been affected by internet instability, your personal records being broken into. I do think that we need to strengthen privacy laws. I don't know specifically how you would do that, but I do know that that is an issue. Our family has had, you know, our credit card bill was run up by $3,000 this summer. And so I feel very personally attached to making sure that our privacy is protected, but also with sunshine laws allowing people the records that they need.
Public record is just that. It's public records, and everyone should be open to them. You ought to be able to get them. You shouldn't have to go to court to get them. The cities and the counties should have an open door policy. The public owns the buildings. They own City Hall. They own the county courthouse. And they have a right to those records. If they want the records, they can come and get them. If the press wants the records, they should be able to get them without any say-so. They ought to have them. And I think anyone trying to deny it is trying to hide something. And I don't think that should be.
Transparency and availability of public records is tantamount and important in the function of government, so that we're able to understand that we have trust in government with those people who've been elected to serve. I would say that there are some records that relate to family members, children, and things of that nature that we probably should look at the availability of information on those items, because it can affect those children. But we have to have confidence in government, and we have to have that. We have to have transparency and complete availability. In relation to that, we certainly in Alabama could do a better job of that, because many times there are ways found to circumvent that by having lobbyists or special interests transfer information from one elected official to another in order to put things into the process and the legislative process or the city or county. It's just unfortunate, and it needs to be stopped.
You know, I agree with what Mr. Mooney said. I believe that as transparent as we can make our government, we should. And if having sunshine rules, meaning that the public can come in and see laws that we have passed, legislation that is pending, meetings of school boards, meetings of city halls, meetings of town council, the public should be made aware of that. They should be able to walk in and get that information. There should be no closed door meetings. We need to be transparent and real and authentic with the people that we represent. Also, on another side, as an attorney, I do realize the need to keep some things private. I'm bound by a confidentiality agreement with the clients that I see. Doctors are bound by HIPAA rules. So there are some things that the public really don't need access to, but if it has to do with the general welfare of the public and the community in our state, I think those documents should be made available to the people.
I think, like most of us here, we do agree that public records need to be transparent and available to the public. The technology is available to make that easily accessible. I do think, though, that there are some areas that even as candidates, we have to list our children's names and things like that, which are available to the public record. And I'm not sure that disclosing certain information is necessary. But anything that has to do with spending taxpayer dollars, I think everyone should be available to have that easily available to them.
Firsthand down in Montgomery, I have seen the process is often obfuscated, and there is a need for transparency, particularly in government records, in terms of the budget, in terms of how much federal dollars are coming to Alabama and where are those federal dollars going, how are they being spent. There is records that the Republicans who come in 2010 have done a good job increasing transparency on Secretary of State's website in terms of campaign finance and things. But in terms of the budget, the door is often locked weeks before, and people are having to vote on a budget that they've seen maybe 30 minutes after it was in their hands without any chance to look at it or even read it themselves. So in terms of the financial workings of the state, since these monies do belong to the people, I believe that area in particular needs improving. I certainly believe in confidentiality of medical records, with the HIPAA laws being very good. And I think we can all improve, because of the technology available to now, transparency in government here in Alabama.
believe the Freedom of Information Act is alive and well, and it serves a useful purpose. Transparency in government is useful as well. The representatives that we have on our behalf are there to represent us. They're not there to hide things, to do things behind our back. There are some records that are should be kept confidential. I see that through the court system, and there are times where, under the Freedom of Information Act, that it does allow for records to our meetings to be closed for particular and specified purposes. Otherwise, the activities of government are designed to be transparent, should be transparent, and the records thereof made available.